Amar Belazar. B'shah shekdimu Yisrael nasa l'nishma. When Yisrael was makdim nasa to nishma, they said nasa before nishma. Yotza Basko, the Basko came out, and said to them, Mi gilo lebonai rozeh. Who revealed to my children this secret? Shemalacha Asharis mishtamshim bar. The Malacha Asharis used this secret. The sieve, Baruch Hashem Malacha, Hashem should praise his bench as Malachim. Yiboyre koyach, very strong. Oisei dvaroi, they do his will. L'shmoya b'kol dvar, to hear his will. So first they do, and then they listen. B'reisha oisei v'hadu l'shmoya. Amar Chamer B'chanina, Ma'ad Ychsiv K'tapuach B'atzayar, compares Klal Yisrael to apple. It's a new thing we're starting. Lama Nimshli Yisrael Tapuach, Lemelach, Ma Tapuach Zeh Period Kadam Olav. Just like a tapuach, the fruit comes before the leaves. Taisus asks, does it really come before the leaves? It's a problem. Af Yisrael, Dimu Nasla Nishma. Also Yisrael, they said Nasa before Nishma. Backwards, right? It's backwards. Nasa, we'll do, and then we'll hear. What do you mean we'll do and then we'll hear? How are you going to know what to do? Huh? Get me lunch. What are you going to say? What should I get? I'm saying if you say yes, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's clear that they're...
No, but I want something specific. Get me lunch. You have to know what to get, right? What's Pashim Shot? Nasa v'nishma. What do you mean Nasa v'nishma? What's Pashim Shot? So, there's many Pshatim, but that's a simple question, right? You can't do until you know what to do. Good? So the Gemara talks about it a lot. So, what?
You see that they've already gotten some insight, right? Before. So they'll say Nasa what we already know, and Yishmael will learn more.
Maybe. I hear. This is a famous question. What?
We'll do whatever we hear.
Let's see. So the Bnei Yonah says like this. The Mishnah says like this. In the Mishnah Perkei Avos, Perek Shlishi, Mishnah Tesh, Mishnah says like this: Hu hayomer, kol shemaisa merum mechachmasei. Anyone who has more actions than his knowledge, chachmas miskemes, he'll have his chachma will last. Kol shechachmas merum memaisa, who has more knowledge than actions, ein chachmas miskemes, his chachma will not last. What does that mean?
It's better to do that to...
No, it doesn't say exactly what it means. It says it's better to do than to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says if you do more than you know, then your chachma will last, right? Like you say. I'll ask you a question. How could you do more than you know? It's not possible. If you don't know Torah mitzvahs, what are you doing? If you don't know what to do, then how do you do it, right? Imagine you get a carpenter who comes to your house and he says, okay, I don't really know, but I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do. I want to do. I'm a doer. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to... rules. I don't have time for the rules. I'm going to do it, right? You want them?
So there's a Masorah. So you see what your parents did. You don't know whatever, but you cover the Masorah. So that's part of the issue.
He's calling that Torah. In other words, if you learn what to do from your parents, that's also Torah. This is Torah. You want to hear a piece of Torah? You wake up in the morning, you wash Negavasser. That's Torah. If you walk down the street, Ravina Miller I think says, if you walk down the street and you say, when you wake up in the morning, you wash Negavasser, you're learning. Keep reviewing. You wake up in the morning, you wash Negavasser, and you say out until Saddam, you wash until here, you do like, that's learning, that's halacha. It just happens to be halacha that you know, but it's still halacha.
You're not learning it, you're doing it.
If you have to know it. If you don't know it, then you can't do it.
You learn by doing.
No, it may be true that you learn by doing, but you have to know it.
Yeah, but after you know it, right, you're going to do it every day.
That's not called more.
You do it and do it and do it and do it.
Okay, everyone's welcome to give answers. I'm going to tell you Rabbi Yonah's answer. I'm not saying there's no other answers, but here's one answer. He's bothered with the question. Rabbi Yonah is bothered with the question. How could you do if you don't know what to do? He's understanding it means that you do more than you know. And he doesn't understand how you could do more than you know. He brings down other pshatim, but after he brings down other pshatim, he still doesn't understand. If you're doing it, that means you know what to do. That means you know the halacha, you know what to do. And if you can't do more than you know, you could only do as much as you know. That's what he understands. He says, Elazois HaMishnah Eitza Torah. It's a beautiful pshat anyways. If you don't like the question, you'll like the answer, I guarantee it. Elazois HaMishnah Eitza Torah Kamashmon. It's telling us a beautiful Eitza. Eitza Torah Kamashmon. Na'a, beautiful umukubelas. And you'll makabel it. You'll like it. Yeah? You hear? Sheyesh lo l'mish any of this. Someone who doesn't know. Bal ya'abed nasha. He shouldn't lose his nefesh. Here's what you do. Sheyekabel alav lasais kol advarim asher yigidu lo chachmei doiroi. You mekabel. I'm gonna do it. Whatever I learn, I'm gonna keep. Right? So let's say I'm the one who knows all hilchos ben mechaber. Let's say, right? So before you start coming to shir, you say, okay, whatever hilchos ben mechaber I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna know. And as we learn it, each thing I'm gonna start doing it. Right? I don't think I'm the only one who knows, but that's the point. I won't veer to the right or to the left. When I learn it, I'm going to keep it. Whatever they teach me, whatever laws they tell me, I'm going to be careful to do it and to keep it. When a person is makabel on himself to do this, it's like he did it. When you're makabel to do it, I just don't know what to do, but I'm going to do it as I learn, right? Guy becomes new Baal Tshuva or a new whatever, right? And he says, I don't know anything. But as I learn, I'm going to keep it. From the minute he's makabel, it's like he does everything. He wants to do it, he just doesn't know. He's ready to go. He just doesn't know. That's what it means you have more meisim than your chachma. Even if you don't know, you're not doing it, it's still called your actions. I'm still doing it. I'm not doing it because I just don't know, but I'm doing it. You have the schar as if you did it. This comes from Kabbalah. This is a mefesh and officer of Nassim. The Tzan Hassam. Listen to this. If you have more actions than Chachma, your Chachma is miskayim. Shenemar Nasa v'nishma. Abu state. Where does the Mishnah get it from? Where does it tell us that you could have more actions than knowledge? Nasa v'nishma. Shektimu Yisrael Asiyah l'shmiya. Right? They said, well, do and then we'll listen. How do you do before you listen? Doesn't make sense. You can't do before you listen. You first have to hear what to do, and then you'll do it. Right? They should have said, whatever you tell us, we'll listen, and then we'll do. But they didn't say that. They said, we'll do, and then we'll listen. What does it mean we'll do? It means we're makabel to do. But even more than that, it's even more than we're makabel to do. So you were saying makabel to do, right? But it's more than that. The Kabbalah to do is doing. You understand? Nasa doesn't mean we'll be makabel to do. It doesn't mean we'll be makabel to do and then we'll hear what to do. That's not what it means. That would be nishma v'nasa. Whatever you tell us, we'll do. No. Nasa means we're going to do it first. Oh, what do you mean you're going to do it first? You don't know what to do. Shad is the Kabbalah is the Asiyah. The moment they were makabel, nasa v'nishma, was as if they kept the entire Torah. Now it's just, they just have to find out to do. Yeah?
So would that be the same concept as Machshavaki and
I don't think so.
Why?
Because it's a Kabbalah.
But you could also have
maybe if the Machshava counts as a Kabbalah, I don't know. Similar, but it's not the same.
You have in mind
this is when you're makabel to do something.
There is a
it's as if you did it. Let's just go a drop further for 1 second. Because before you could do it, right? He's saying, how could they say Nasa Nishma? It's just a Nishma Nasa. He has to hear what he has to do. When they said Nasa, they would be makabel to do whatever Hashem's going to command them. And then they'll hear whatever it is. It's as if they did it. And it says, therefore, a person shouldn't say like this. Don't say, I'll learn and then I'll keep it. None of your chachma will work. What should you say? First you say, I'll keep everything. Now it's as if you did it. Then when you learn it, it'll be miskan.
Well, there is a concept that if you intend to do a mitzvah and you, for whatever reason, you're stopped from doing that mitzvah, the fact that you intended to do it, you get.
Yeah, so maybe it's the same. That's interesting. So maybe it is the same thing. I don't know.
And for a Jew, there is that concept.
Right, that's what he was saying. So maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it means. It means since I accepted, I'm just held back because I don't have the knowledge.
It's not that you don't have the knowledge.
Over there it's different. Over there it's because you're stopped because whatever.
You're just there was something
whatever
stopping
happens,
you.
right? But it's a similar concept. I don't know if it's exactly the same.
It's consistent with the medrash of the idea of the Torah being offered to other nations, who asked, "What's in here?" before they made decisions. They said, "We made a decision. Whatever it is, we're doing it."
Right. Similar. But it's better over here. There you go. Yeah.
Until consequently, we got the benefit of it.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
This is practical.
Is it practical? Sure, it's practical. What do you mean it's practical? I wouldn't say it if it's not practical. It's very practical. It's practical to say right now, especially Shavuos. I mean, Makabel the whole Torah. What does it mean you're being Makabel the whole Torah? It means any single thing I know in the Torah, I'm going to do. And if there's things that I don't know, I'm going to try to learn them. And as soon as that's what he says over here. And as soon as I learn them, I'm going to do them.
Is it all or nothing? If you fail in one thing that you don't, you're not able to.
If you try to do it and it doesn't work, or if you say I'll keep everything minus one thing.
Let's say you're trying and there's something, an area that you have difficulty with. So does that mean that it's all gone?
I don't think there's such a thing in Judaism as all or nothing. However, I don't know if you're allowed to say I'll keep everything minus one thing.
Not that I haven't done it. I'm not there yet. In other words, I'm working on it.
Well, that would not be included in this, because then you're not being makabel to do it. In other words, what you're saying is, I know it, but I'm not ready to accept that yet. I'm not saying that's someone who's struggling and growing is going to have areas like that. So this is Rabbeinu Yonah. Rabbeinu Yonah Shari Tshuva. So he says like this. First he talks about the whole Tshuva. Then he says there's three ways a person should try to wake himself up. It's not three ways. I'm sorry. There's many ways a person should wake himself up to do Tshuva. And the third one is like this. Kasher Yishma Musar Chachamim, when you hear Musar from the Chachamim, V'amachichim, and those are the Darshaners, Yakshav Yishma, you should listen and think, V'kana, V'yachsa B'tshuva, you should be Chayz B'tshuva. V'kabel B'liba Kodevet, V'kabel everything that they say, so Yigr David Devem, you won't do anything that they don't do. Listen to this. V'hine He'isha Zeh B'rega Kotan, this person, in a small moment, Yatsa Me'afela La'or Godo. In 1 second, he goes from darkness to being the best guy in the world, right? Imagine, a guy says, I'm going to become a Baal Tshuva and I'm going to keep everything as I learn it, right? He just went from being someone who keeps nothing to someone who does everything today, even though he doesn't. He keeps Kol Torah Kula today. That's what happened when by Kabbalah Torah the first time, right? They didn't know the rules. They didn't know what it said in the Torah. And Rabbeinu Yonah is saying Nasa means that they did it. It was as if they did the whole Torah that second. Because when they accepted to do it, it's as if you're doing it. So in 1 second, you go from darkness to Or Gadol. When he hears and he accepts, he changes his mind to do good, and he accepts the words of the one who's giving him Musar, he's going to do whatever those who know the Torah teach him. He'll be careful whatever they're careful of. Also, ready for this? Becomes a different person. Right then, with the Kabbalah. Right? As my friend over here would say, if you accept it, what do you do?
Sorry?
If you make a decision,
take an action.
But more than that, what he's saying over here is if you make a decision,
it is an action.
It's an action, right? It's as if it's done. I don't know if all decisions.
Now let's say the Mishkan. We'll take the action.
Right.
It starts with always an action.
Right. Ready for this? You're kind of your never l'schar al kol hamitzvahs ha'musar. Right? Imagine you see in front of you there's like 10,000 tapes, lecture tapes, right? So mostly what they say is, okay, I'll listen to one, right? Then I'll do it, two, then I'll do it. How can you keep all 10,000 in one shot? All you got to do is say, everything I hear, I'm going to do. Anything that tape says, I'm going to do. Then it's as if you kept it all already.
But if along the way you don't keep one or two things,
If you mess up, you mess up. You do tshuva again.
No, but I'm saying you lose the credit that you received. I mean,
No.
you know.
If you decided to do it and the Yetzer Hara came along, if you get up there and you say, actually, you know what, I don't like that one, then I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But if you say, I'm going to do it, and then the Yetzer Hara comes, and you give in to the Yetzer Hara, that's a new thing. I don't know exactly, but I don't think that you would, can't tell you for sure. He's fortunate, because he was mitzadik his nefesh in 1 second. It says by Korban Pesach that Klal Yisrael went and they kept the Korban Pesach. When did Hashem tell them about the Korban Pesach? Chodesh Nisan, right? Parshas HaChodesh Zalachem, right? On Chodesh Nisan, he told them about Korban Pesach, and it says they went and they did. So the Medrash says, Chimiyad Asu. Did they do it right away? Well, they didn't do it for 2 weeks.
No, but they tied it up.
I'm reading the words of this Medrash. You want to argue Rabbeinu Yonah? I don't think you're allowed to. But you definitely. I'm reading a Medrash.
Yeah, but didn't Hashem say a time when to do it? You can't just put on succeed in the day. You can't just say I'm putting it on in the day.
Listen to the Medrash. No question. Let me finish it.
Tied up the Korban, right?
Let me finish it. No, they tied it up on the 10th day. I don't know. I'm not sure. Listen. Did they do it right away? They didn't do it till the 14th day. I hear your question, but I'm just reading what it says. Since they're makabel to do it, it's the words of the Medrash. It's good enough. When they accepted, when they made the Kabbalah to do it, it was as if they did it. Then he brings down the same officer of Nasr. Shenemar Nasa v'nishma. Ki ha'ish asher kibel al nafshe b'leiv nemon. A person who's makabel himself with a true heart. You can't fake a Kabbalah, right? You have to make a real Kabbalah. Lishma v'lasas al pi ha-Torah sheyiru al pi ha-mishma sheyom la yeshma al-mishma. Yesh b'yodem min hayoyim hazeh socher al kol ha-mitzvahs. From today he has schar for all the mitzvahs. Even if he doesn't know what it is. You go to a guy, you come to Shemaim, right? He makes the Kabbalah, he dies a minute later. He comes up to Shemaim and they say, wow, you did Shavuos Hakan. He says, what's Shavuos Hakan? Never heard of that. I've heard, what? Yeah, you did it. So what do you mean? I've never even heard of it. Yeah, because next week he was going to give a lecture about Shavuos Hakan and you said you're going to keep it. Not only that, you kept kashrus and tefillin. I never heard of any of these things. I don't even know what's tefillin. I never heard of any of it. You kept everything. Because you're makabel to do it. You get schar if you did it. I'm not making this up.
Sounds like a commitment you should make over and over and over.
Yeah, just keep doing it. Listen to this. He says himself, even things you never heard of, she's going to be wearing the special things, even if you never heard of it. He gets chus for anything he knows about, anything he doesn't know about. Then he has to go listen to everything, right? I don't know if you can go make a Kabbalah, I'm going to do whatever they tell me and then stay home all day, don't listen.
Buy earplugs. Don't tell me anything.
I don't know if
ignorance is bliss.
You have to have the Nasa Vinishma. We're going to listen, right? We have to at least listen. Inyan mash'am yisrael b'sinai nasa v'nishma she'timu kabbalah zamasa al nafshu l'fnei shmiya uve'inyan acher le'yitochen she'o ma'isar meru ma'shedeh. Otherwise a person can never do more than he knows. I think that's right, brothers. Here, so Rabbeinu Yonah's Pshat and Nasa V'Nishma, Shivi says over all the time, every year. Rabbeinu Yonah's Pshat and Nasa V'Nishma is, and he said over the the idea is that a person accepts upon himself to do, makes a Kabbalah, to do as he learns, he's going to keep it. And obviously he has to attempt to learn it and attempt to know the rules. But from the minute he makes the Kabbalah, it's as if he kept everything. And he gets schar as if he kept everything.
Is there a special formula that needs to be said?
Yeah. I will be makabel to keep kol HaTorah kula as I learn. And anything I know I'm going to keep, and anything in the future I find out I'm going to keep. Something like that.
You know, there's a Gemara about a person who marries a woman on the Tanai that he's a tzaddik. So there's a question of whether it's valid. The nisuin is valid. So they say that it is valid because even if he was a Rasha before, the fact that he now says he's a tzaddik and he takes upon himself now that he's a tzaddik, for that moment he is a tzaddik. What he did before is he still may have to suffer, but he's considered a tzaddik.
Right. This is the power of tshuva, but this is not exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about tshuva. Just realize this is not what we're talking about tshuva. We're not talking about. This is not talking about getting kapara for past sins.
It's not kapara.
Right. I'm not saying sin issue, but I'm saying that's not what we're really discussing here. Whether this works or not, that's not what we're discussing. We're talking about is for now, for the future, but for now. So you want to know how do you be makabel Torah? By being makabel Torah, you say I'm makabel to keep the Torah as I learn it, and I'm going to keep it as I learn it. I'm going to keep it. That is a kabbalah Torah. Okay, it took a little longer than planned. What time do you have?
5 to 1.
The next piece is a little longer than 5 minutes. Okay, so I'll just say it over in short. If anyone wants to come back on Shavuos, we'll get a little more into it. Okay, so he says like this. Sefer Chinuch, we don't have photocopies. So it's a famous Sefer Chinuch on the idea of Sphira. The Sefer Chinuch, so, okay, new topic, good? So that's Nasa Nishma, one Pshat and Nasa Nishma. There are other Pshat and Nasa Nishma, but that's one Pshat and Nasa Nishma. So he's talking about the idea of Sphira Soima. What's the concept of Sphira Soima? So he says like this: Mishrash Mitzvah Al Tzad Pshat. The main thing in Klal Yisrael, Kol Ikrim Shel Yisrael is only Torah. Because of the Torah, Klal Yisrael was built, the whole world was created, everything was created for the Torah. And that's the main purpose that we were taken out of Mitzrayim. Why are we taken out of Mitzrayim? We're taken out of Mitzrayim to come to get the Torah. It says like this: you'll serve Hashem on this heart. The point of taking us out of Mitzrayim was leading up to Har Sinai. That was the point, to get us to Har Sinai. For those who came for that Agada share, and we spoke about that, that was the building of Klal Yisrael. It started off with the Tzias Mitzrayim, and it culminated with Har Sinai. That was the process. That was the whole point. So he says, since that's the main point, so therefore, what we do is like this. You take, as soon as we finish with Pesach, or as soon as we start Pesach, what do? Right away, we start counting towards the Torah. And that's why we count. As soon as we start counting, we're counting towards Kabbalah Torah. We want to be Kabbalah Torah, so we start counting towards Kabbalah Torah. He says, so why don't we start a day earlier? Why do we wait one day? Just because one day is special to commemorate the Nation of Jesus' time. Here, one day goes to the Nation of Jesus' time, which is like unbelievable, right? And then 49 days we start counting, right? So one day is special. That's why I heard from my Rebbe that if you, some people on the second night of Sphira, some Haggadahs they'll have at the end, later on in the Haggadah, they have to say Sphira then.
Mm-hmm. Second night of Pesach.
Second night of Pesach. And the reason is because we have a problem. Because it's supposed to be that Pesach, now we start counting towards Mitzrayim. In other words, we don't want to be Kafri Torah, so we have a special Yom Tov to commemorate Yetzias Mitzrayim. Then right away we start counting towards the Torah. But now we have a second day of Pesach, so what do we do? If we're counting Sphira, so we're already starting to go. So that's why what they do is, that's what he said, if I remember right. That's why first you have the Seder, which is to commemorate the Yetzias Mitzrayim, and then you start counting. So you start counting a little later. So he says that.
According to the Sphar, why don't we count down?
So Fret say next words, very good. Why don't we count down? Yeah?
Because that's what you're saying.
He went ahead. He went ahead.
It's a question, we don't die.
So how come we don't count down? So he says because it'll be too much. So obviously everyone counts down, right? You ever see these clocks? But the problem is that if you see some of the clocks, it's like 49 days. You're like, oh, it's never happening, right? It's too far away, right? You're so excited for the Torah, you can't count 49 days left, 48 days left. It's too far away. That's what he said. So what? So therefore, we have to count up. So why don't we switch halfway? We get to 24, right? Start counting down. So he says, where did it go?
It's quite complicated enough. It's true.
Yeah, here. You don't want to switch the count. Confuse people, right? 24 days left, 24 days to go. We'll be like, what? Where are we up to? Imagine.
Right, so another question, why don't we count them both ways?
No, because you don't want to say there's 49 days left of Baal Shem Tov. People will just go crazy.
We got 48 to go, and so you do like you say, we counted one day, we got 48 days to go.
Because we don't want to mention how many days we have left to go. It's too far. You ever saw a clock that says like 300 days till something? It doesn't even excite you. It's so far away that it's just too much. It doesn't excite you. And then he says, what about Pesach? He says Pesach gets 1 day. That's what it gets. So that's how he learns. So basically he learns that the idea of Sphira is the idea of counting towards Kabbalah Satayr. You're counting from Yetzias Mitzrayim. Right away we start counting towards Kabbalah Satayr. That's how Shulchan Aruch learns.